I believe nature communicates to all people. Maybe not all the time, but at least some of the time. It appears, however, that most people are not aware of this communication going on around them. Some who notice it either don't believe it or they don't understand it. Profound encounters and messages are considered supernatural. Natural signs and omens are considered superstitions, and direct experiences are labeled hallucinations. Are we to believe that nature itself is not real? Or have we just lost touch with the true reality? When the first Europeans came to this country, they saw our Native American people praying to the sun, moon, stars, rivers and lakes, to the trees and plants, to the wind, lightning and thunder, and even to the birds, animals, fish, snakes, and rocks. They called us pagans, heathens, and savages. For some strange reason, they developed the idea that we did not believe in God, although in many different tribal languages there were references to a great spirit, the great creator, the maker, the great mystery, or the great invisible one. The truth is that not only did the American Indians worship God, but they also respected and communicated with that which God had created. Despite the forces of acculturation, traditional Native American Indians and medicine men and women still understand the sacredness of nature. They see the life-giving force of the Great Spirit flowing through all things in the universe. Because of ancient beliefs, teachings, and spiritual practices, they feel and maintain a direct kinship with all of creation. According to traditional Native American belief systems, everything is a source of power, and as a result it should be revered. The traditional Native American believes that each living thing in nature has a spirit of its own, in addition to being connected to and part of the Great Spirit. That is why we pray and give thanks to the sun, moon, stars, rain, wind, waters, and all those that walk, crawl, fly, and swim, both seen and unseen. We realize that we cannot survive or live without our relations. We also realize that they cannot live without us. Hence, there is a reciprocal relationship. Evidence of this belief system can be found in native myths, legends, and stories. Here one can find reference to the animals and birds as people. The bear is our grandfather, rattlesnake our aunt, beaver our cousin, eagle our uncle, deer our sister, and buffalo our brother. But in a deeper sense of ideology, they are not only our relations, but are also considered our teachers, protectors, guardians, supernatural aids, and sources of power and knowledge. This is not romanticism, it is reality. I believe modern people can learn from this ancient reality if they are willing to be open-minded. There is a special kind of telepathic and symbolic understanding between the traditional Native American and his or her relations in nature. We communicate through praying, talking, singing, dancing, meditating, touching, smelling, and/or offering tobacco, herbal smoke, food, or some other gift to one of our relations. Since nature's language is symbolic, it communicates back to us in a unique way with natural symbols. Let me give you an example. One time, when I was a young boy, I was sitting on a riverbank fishing with my grandfather. We saw a fox suddenly come down the side of the bank toward her den. She stopped, lifted her head to the wind, and sniffed around in a nervous way. She then ran into the den, picked up one of her pups, and took it to higher ground. The second time she came down, my grandfather started talking to her in his native language. She stopped, as if listening to him intently, and then whistled at him 4 times. She ran back into her den and grabbed the second pup, then carried it up over the riverbank to a new home she had made, quite some distance from the river's edge. At that point, my grandfather turned to me and said, "Hurry up, get your gear and fish, and let's get back to the house. We've got a lot of work to do right away." so I did as I was told. When we returned, my grandfather instructed other members of the family to move the tractor, all farm equipment, and the livestock far away from the river's edge. In a serious and urgent tone of voice, my grandpa told my uncles and cousins to board up windows and secure the house, barn, and sheds. My grandmother and aunts assumed responsibility for preparing emergency food and materials. Within a few hours, a very bad storm came. Winds and rain raged across the mountain range for hours. That evening, the river flooded. A considerable number of our neighbors suffered damage to livestock and property, while we were safe.